Minister, what's the point in encouraging Irish firms to move their trade from the UK, source their raw materials anywhere other than the UK, and instructing businesses to try fellow EU countries, telling them to broaden their horizons and find alternative markets? This is what you as a government are continually doing, telling them to prepare, only for the government to then not play its part in ensuring a riskless transportation operation for those companies in which to do so. A former political advisor that I spoke to this week has told me that the government's strategy is not a strategy of risk management, it's a strategy of crisis management. Well, let me tell you, in adopting a strategy of allowing a crisis to evolve instead of preventing it, you are fettering away the EU's ability to negotiate and putting us at risk. You're putting jobs at risk, you're putting businesses at risk, all because the government's attitude is that it's better to have a crisis to manage than not have a crisis at all. Let me tell you, Minister, a crisis is not good for the country, and to allow one to manifest itself so as that a government can display your crisis management skills is unconscionable. Businesses, jobs, farmers and fishermen, hauliers, all at risk because of this government's strategy. We need to get out of the business of crisis management and get into the business of risk management and crisis prevention. The government's allowing a crisis to develop so that you can get more bang for your buck on political payday by displaying your crisis management skills instead of heading it off at the pass. Since I've been involved in politics, it's all about crisis management, and dare I say it, but you're getting plenty of experience. Your strategy is costing the country a fortune in housing, a fortune in health, a fortune in COVID. It's across all government departments. We have a crisis in forestry. Everything you do is firefighting. Well, let me tell you, Minister, good managers are ones that you don't hear from, and bad managers are the ones that you hear from every day because they're out explaining themselves, and the government is full of them. This needs to stop. We need a good manager to ensure that we have a riskless transportation alternative to the UK land bridge, and this, you have been told by everyone who is in the know, is a fast, efficient, daily direct ferry service from Rosslare, Ireland to mainland Europe. Those in the know are not the civil servants or the department secretaries, they're the operators who safeguard the exports and imports of the country. It brings us to the old saying, a chain is only as good as its weakest link. And to ensure that our exports and importers can make the most of their opportunities, all the links in the chain need to be strong. There needs to be a recognition that after Brexit, Ireland is now geographically much more isolated within the EU, and that requires transportation solutions so that our economy's potential isn't stunted because of geography and distance and your failure to prepare, as you'd rather manage the crisis you're allowing to develop. Here's a map. There's little old Ireland. There it is, 300 miles from mainland Europe. It will be post the transition period, and it includes only EU countries on the map, not the UK, and it should really bring it home to the decision makers just how geographically isolated Ireland is from the rest of the EU. We're out on a limb. The map clearly shows the importance of good transportation links to negate that geographical disadvantage. The government must be able to see these things. Surely, if you don't see them, it's time you went to Specsavers, because consciously leaving our naked vulnerabilities there for this UK government to attack and coerce us with is like a boxer going into a fighting ring voluntarily holding one hand behind his back. It's madness, and so is your crisis management strategy. Businesses and Brexit go hand in hand, so do jobs and livelihoods, and you need to practice what you preach and start to prepare with the knowledge you have. Please start the crisis prevention. Thank you.